All right, so for this first drawing, I want you to draw along with me. So we're gonna draw a road in 1-point perspective. So the first thing you're gonna do is find your horizon line. When I align, the thing that you need to worry the most about is having a crooked ruler, because that can throw everything off. So you want your ruler to be lined up on the edge right here, so it's straight up and down. Even if it's just like this, that makes it super crooked. So really make sure your ruler is lined up smooth like this. Draw a line. Okay, then you're gonna pick a point. It can be in the middle, but it doesn't have to be in the middle. Like when you do the imaginary one, you can put the point over here or over here. It doesn't matter where the point is as long as it's on the horizon line. This point is really like where your eye is looking. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna draw a road. Put one right there. And one right there. All right. Then I will draw a line down the middle. So I want this to be, the line down the middle needs to be in the middle of this, because that's where the line is in the middle. So that's 5. So I'm just putting a mark there. And then we go like this. You can measure these out. I usually just eyeball them. So the first line's really long like that. And then the break is the same, but a little bit smaller. And then this is there. So let's see, if I take this side, move it a little bit smaller, then the next line is just a little bit smaller. And this one is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. See, it looks like that. So there we go. Okay. Okay, so now I have the line. This one and the back, I just did like really small marks, really light, because as things go back, they get lighter. And where things are in the front, they get darker. So like this would be the darkest, the road would be the darkest, and things in the back, they get lighter. So a lot lighter, so I can like erase to show that it's getting lighter. And the horizon line would be super light. That's called atmospheric perspective, when the things in the front are darker and the things in the back are lighter. So I don't even know if you can see that, because the light in my room just got darker here. I'm going to turn on a light so you can see. Okay. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is make a row of trees. so I can show you how to make a row of trees. So you're still using the point, and you're going to make 3 guidelines. So you want to draw these light. I'm drawing them a little darker so you can see, but you want to draw them super light so you can erase them. Okay, so the first, this is for the top of the tree and this is for the trunk. So as you make a trunk, I'll just make like kind of little kid trees so I don't have to spend tons of time on them. But the biggest mistake students make with the trunk, well, one thing is they make the trunk crooked, so you really want it to be like up and down. And then the second biggest mistake is they bring this all the way down there. What happens when you do that is it actually looks like it's painted on a wall. So what you want to do is the trunk is, if you put a horizontal line right there, that's actually where the trunk ends, like that. And then you can erase that line because the horizontal line is not necessary. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a tree. So this is the top of the tree. It's okay if things come off the side. Okay, so my next one, same thing. I'll make this a little thicker. It's a little thin. Okay, so the next tree I'll put here. Again, I'm coming down to this. Make sure my trunk is angled. I'm coming to this line, but this one is going horizontal. Like that. And then I'll put a tree in there. And it's totally fine that they're overlapping. That actually creates more depth when they're overlapping. Just make sure the front one is in front and the ones behind are behind. You want to make sure the space between the trees gets smaller as you go. If I put this tree trunk over here, it would look like the trees are planted really far apart. So even though it kind of smushes the trees together, that's okay. That's what they look like when making the tree in the front the darkest. Okay. All right, so this tree is here. It's getting skinnier. And at the end, they get super squished together. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, like, what is what. And again, you can kind of just make the lines like crowd into each other. Because if you look like at a row of trees, you can't actually, they would all crowd into each other as they got farther down. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm gonna make like a building. So it's the same thing as when you made a cube. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle. So I'm gonna make sure that this is and the top of the building goes like that, and the bottom goes like this. We don't have to do the very top or the very bottom because that you can't see because of the eye level. Then I would put a line down this way. And so that is our building. I can erase the guidelines. For me, sometimes the guidelines get in the way, so we'll erase them or make them faint. Okay, and I'm gonna put a doorway like this. So this is our eye. The door. This building actually, yeah, okay. Let's do it like this. Build the eye. Put a door here. Okay, so I have a door there. I'm not doing a lot of detail, but if this was like a final piece that I was going to turn in for, not you're turning this in like basic like this, but for your final one, the imaginary drawing, the last drawing on the list here, I would add detail like maybe bricks or put a roof on, and put some dimension in there. I'll just show you really fast like how you would do some dimension, just like a line like this. Kind of starts to make it look like a doorway. So now see, it looks like a doorway. I'll put a window in. And there we go. There's a window. So we've got that. So this would be your practice 1 point perspective. And then the next video we'll talk about 2 point perspective.